Hello everyone, viewers. In the grand theatre of heaven, amidst choirs of seraphim with fiery wings and cherubim of impossible wisdom, there sits a figure so powerful, so unique, that his very existence challenges our understanding of the line between the human and the divine. We are told that angels were created as they are, perfect and eternal. We are told that humans are made of dust, destined to return to it. What if he walked into the heart of heaven, stood before the searing light of God, and was not consumed but remade? This isn't just a story of an angel, it is the story of a man named Enoch, who vanished from the face of the earth and re-emerged as Metatron, the scribe of God, the prince of the countenance, and arguably the most powerful being in creation next to God himself. Our story begins not in the celestial courts, in a genealogy filled with men who lived for centuries and then simply died. Enoch's entry is jarringly different. It says he lived for 365 years, a year of years, and that he walked with God. Then the text concludes with a statement that has puzzled scholars and mystics for millennia, and he was not, for God took him. No death, no tomb, just an absence, a divine abduction. To walk with God in this context was not a casual stroll. It implied a level of intimacy, a spiritual communion so profound that the very laws of nature bent around him. He was a beacon of righteousness in a world spiraling into darkness, a world that God would soon find necessary to wash clean with a great flood. Enoch was the exception. He was proof that a human heart could align so perfectly with the divine. Ancient texts, like the revered and controversial Book of Enoch, pick up where Genesis leaves off, filling in the void with a breathtaking narrative of cosmic ascension. They tell us that God did not just take Enoch, he summoned him. Imagine this. One moment, you are a man of earth, feeling the wind on your skin and the ground beneath your feet. The next, you are being lifted, pulled upward by an unseen. The account describes Enoch being carried aloft on a fiery chariot, a storm wind, escorted by angels. The world shrinks below him, a blue and green marble fading into the infinite black. He is being taken on a journey no mortal has ever survived, a tour of the machinery of creation itself. He ascends through the seven heavens, each a universe of wonder and terror unto itself. In the first heaven, he sees a vast expanse of celestial water, the reservoir that holds the rains and snows for the world below. He sees the angels who govern the stars, the treasuries of the seasons. It is a place of cosmic order, managed by legions of silent, dutiful beings. In the second heaven, he encounters a realm of darkness. Here, fallen angels are imprisoned. It's a terrifying glimpse into the consequences of pride, a stark warning. The angels guiding him explain their sin. They disobeyed God, descending to earth and bringing chaos with them. Enoch, a mere man, is shown the fate of beings who were once stars in God's court. He feels a chilling dread, understanding the immense stakes of his own journey. As he rises to the third heaven, this is its celestial counterpart, a place of impossible beauty prepared for the righteous. He sees the tree of life, its branches laden with fruit, that promises eternal vitality, guarded by flaming, ever-turning swords and sleepless cherubim. He sees the souls of the just, living in a state of blissful peace. It is a vision of the ultimate reward, a promise of what awaits those who, but this paradise is juxtaposed with a dreadful place in the north of this heaven, a place of torture and eternal winter prepared for sinners. He sees the fires that never cool, the ice that never melts, and the suffering of those who turned their backs on their Creator. He is being shown the totality of divine justice, its perfect balance of reward and retribution. The higher he climbs, the more overwhelming he witnesses the movements of the sun and moon, not as distant lights in the sky, but as colossal celestial bodies on their designated paths, guided by angelic beings called the Ophanim, the wheels within wheels, covered in countless eyes. He learns the secrets of the calendar, the winds, the rains, the very physics of the cosmos. His human mind is stretched. In the sixth heaven, he sees the archangels, those who stand before God, who manage the affairs of the universe and command the celestial armies. They are beings of pure light and power, their forms shifting and magnificent. They are the governors of creation, and Enoch, a man of clay, is passing through their domain. Finally, he reaches the seventh and highest heaven. The air, if it can be called that, thrums with an energy. Here, he sees the legions of the highest orders, the cherubim, the seraphim, and the archangels, standing in silent, terrifying awe. Their faces are alight with a reflected glory. Their voices a constant chorus of, "Holy, holy, holy." And at the center of it all, Enoch beholds the object of their adoration, the throne of God. It is described as a structure of impossible grandeur, built from fire, and the sheer intensity of the divine presence is a physical force, a purifying fire that would annihilate any impurity. The angels who brought him this far, his guides and protectors, fall back. They can go no further. Their own celestial nature cannot withstand the direct proximity of the Almighty. They look at Enoch with a mixture of fear and wonder. He is now alone, a single mortal man. The angels of the highest order, seeing a mortal in this sacred space, are filled with protest. A voice rings out from among the heavenly host, a voice of accusation. What is this one, born of woman, smelling of the dust of the earth, doing in our midst? They see him as an impurity, a stain on the perfection of the highest heaven. Their celestial purity is offended by his mortal scent. They question, why has this son of Adam been permitted to ascend to the realm of the spirits of fire? The tension is palpable. Heaven itself holds its breath. This isn't just a challenge to Enoch. It is a challenge to the will of God. The order of creation is being upended. The laws that separate the finite from the infinite are being broken. Enoch, terrified, feels his strength failing him, his spirit dissolving in the face of. He feels the full weight of his mortality, his smallness in this realm of eternal fire. But then, the voice of God, not as a sound that enters the ears, but as a thought that permeates all of reality, speaks. He does not chastise the angels for their protest, but addresses their concern directly. He announces that he has chosen this man, Enoch, son of Jared, from among all the inhabitants of the earth. He has seen his, and now that light would be given a new purpose. God commands the archangel Michael, the great prince of the heavenly armies, to attend to Enoch. Michael approaches, and what happens next is a metamorphosis so profound it defies language. Michael takes Enoch and strips from him his earthly garments, which represent his mortality, his fears, his limitations. He is then anointed with a sacred shining. His flesh and blood, the things that marked him as human, are consumed in a painless, holy fire. His bones turn to light, his muscles to flame, his eyes to lightning. He does not die. He is reforged, he is reborn. From the crucible of divine fire emerges a new being. Where a man once stood, there is now an angel of immense stature, his body a column of pure flame. 72 wings sprout from his back, a number representing the secret names of God, each wing large enough to blot out the sun. His face shines with a brilliance that outshines all other celestial beings. God bestows upon him a new name, Metatron. The meaning is shrouded in mystery. Some say it means he who sits behind the throne, others, the one who measures. He is given a new title. It signifies that Metatron will be God's direct representative, his voice, his agent in the universe. When Metatron speaks, it is as if God speaks. God then commands a scribe from the heavenly court to bring forth a special throne and place it at the door of the seventh heaven, next to his own throne of glory. This is an unprecedented honor. No angel, not even the highest seraph, Metatron, is invited to sit, a symbol of his new authority, his new role as the Prime Minister of Heaven. The angels who had just moments before protested in disgust now fall silent, trembling in awe and confusion. The one they had scorned as a creature of dust now sits enthroned beside the King of the universe. To complete the transformation, God himself places a crown upon Metatron's head. All the secrets of creation, the wisdom of the ages, the mysteries of power, mercy, and judgment are poured into Metatron's mind. He now knows the thoughts of every being, the trajectory of every star, the fate of every soul. He has become the ultimate repository of divine knowledge. And with this knowledge comes his primary function. God declares him the celestial scribe. He is given a pen of fire, and his task is to record every single event that occurs in the universe, every thought, every word, every deed of every living being, from the greatest king to the smallest insect. He writes everything into the great book of life. This isn't mere record-keeping, it is an act of profound cosmic importance. His records form the basis of divine judgment. Every soul that passes from the world of the living will eventually stand before the heavenly court. His role is a constant reminder of a fundamental spiritual principle. Nothing is ever truly lost or forgotten. Every choice matters, every action has an eternal echo, and Metatron is the one who chronicles it all. This story of a man becoming a divine record keeper offers a powerful message. It suggests that our lives, our daily struggles and triumphs are not meaningless events that fade into time. It is a call to live a life of intention, a life worthy of a beautiful entry in that cosmic book. If you are finding this journey into the celestial realms as fascinating as I am, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe. It helps our channel bring more of these hidden histories and powerful myths to light for everyone. Metatron's power and position, however, created a unique and dangerous problem within the perfectly ordered system of heaven. His very existence, he was called the Lesser Yuchwat. This led to a profound theological crisis, best illustrated by the story of the four rabbis who entered Pardes, the mystical orchard of divine knowledge. Pardes is a dangerous place, a state of spiritual elevation where one can glimpse the secrets of heaven. Of the four who entered, one died, one went insane, and one became a heretic. Only Rabbi Akiva entered in. When Aha entered Pardes and saw Metatron seated on his throne, he was overcome with confusion and dread. Jewish tradition is fiercely monotheistic. The idea of two supreme powers in heaven is the gravest of heresies. Aha saw God on his throne of glory, and then he saw Metatron also seated, radiating immense authority. He couldn't reconcile the image. He couldn't reconcile the image. He cried. This mistake, this momentary lapse in faith caused by the overwhelming sight of Metatron's glory, led to his fall from grace. He became an apostate, forever marked by his spiritual error. The story is a cautionary tale, but it also reveals the sheer scale of Metatron's power. He was so magnificent, so godlike, that even a wise sage could mistake him for God himself. After Aha's tragic mistake, the divine court decided that Metatron's authority needed a public check. The angel Anaphiel was commanded to strike Metatron with 60 lashes of fire, forcing him to stand, demonstrating that despite his throne and title, he was still a servant of the one true God, not his equal. This act wasn't a punishment for a wrongdoing on Metatron's part, but a necessary clarification. His duties extended far beyond being a scribe. As the Prince of the Countenance, he is one of the few beings permitted to look upon the face of God, to receive the divine will directly. He then acts as the intermediary, transmitting God's commands to the rest of the angelic hosts and down to the human world. He is the voice from the burning bush that spoke to Moses. He is the pillar of fire that guided the Israel. In these stories, when the scripture says, "An angel of the Lord appeared," mystics believe it was often Metatron, acting as God's direct proxy. His human origin gives him a unique empathy for humanity. He is the one who pleads the case for Israel in the heavenly court. He is the celestial advocate for mankind, having once been one of them. He understands human frailty, struggle, and the capacity for. It is said that he was the one who taught all his heavenly wisdom to Moses on Mount Sinai, not just the written law, but the deeper, mystical secrets of the Torah, known as the Kabbalah. He became the link in a chain of divine knowledge passed from God, through him to humanity's greatest prophet. He acts as a guide for worthy souls, leading them through the celestial realms upon their death. He shows them the way, protects them from celestial dangers, and brings them before the throne for their final judgment. Adding another layer of complexity and beauty to his story is his connection to another key figure, the angel Sandalphon. In some mystical traditions, Metatron and Sandalphon are considered twin brothers, not just in spirit but in origin. For if Metatron was once the man Enoch, the Book of Kings describes him being taken up to heaven in a whirlwind on a chariot of fire. These two men, Enoch and Elijah, were the only two mortals in the Hebrew Bible who were granted ascension without dying. They became the two great human-born angels. They form a celestial pair, a powerful duality. Metatron stands as the tallest angel in heaven, his head reaching the throne of glory. Sandalphon, his twin, stands on the earth, but his head reaches up into heaven, acting as the one who receives the prayers of humanity. He weaves these prayers into garlands or crowns and presents them to God. So you have this beautiful symmetry. One brother, Metatron, transmits God's will down to the world, and the other, Sandalphon, transmits humanity's will up to God. One is the divine voice, the other is the divine. They are a testament to the idea that the bond between heaven and earth is not a one-way street. They represent the ultimate potential of the human spirit, its ability to not only reach for the heavens, but to become an integral part of them. The story of Metatron is therefore not just the story of one man's impossible journey. It is a story about the very nature of humanity. It suggests that within the mortal frame, within our finite lives, he cultivated a relationship so deep, a faith so pure, that the normal rules no longer applied to him. His story serves as a profound allegory. We may not be physically taken into the heavens, but we are all called to walk with the divine in our own lives. We are all called to live with a righteousness that transcends our earthly limitations. Metatron the Scribe reminds us that our choices are seen, that our lives are each act of kindness, each moment of integrity, each prayer whispered in the dark is noted not by a distant, uncaring force, but by a being who was once human, who understands the struggle, and who now serves as the keeper of our eternal story. He is the ultimate proof that a life lived in alignment with the divine can lead to a transformation beyond our wildest imaginings. All right, we've journeyed from the dusty plains of the ancient world to the foot of God's fiery throne, tracing the incredible story of a man who became an angel. Metatron remains one of the most compelling and mysterious figures in religious mythology, a bridge between our world and the next. If you like this video and want to explore more stories of angels, demons, and the epic myths that shape our world, please subscribe to the channel and give this video a like to